test 6 from 1 till 10. طبعا عارفين النظام بتاعنا بنعمل ايه. Today I'm gonna start. I remember that if I start from. Okay, let me start with Yasin Ahmed. Yasin Ahmed, number one. May you help me in solving it, please?
Allah.
Yasin
Yes,
Ahmed. Okay.
yes.
What the scale of this question?
This is vocabulary question.
Okay, how can we solve? It's Ali. Ali, it's open, ya Ali. It's open. Uh, okay. This words in context. This words in context question.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you tell me how can we solve it? Just wait, please. Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
You're not answering me, Hannah. I send you a million of messages.
I'm really sorry I didn't see
No
them.
problem.
I
No
have a lot of
problem.
sessions. I'm really
Okay,
sorry.
Hannah. I'm gonna wait for your feedback after the session. Okay, you're gonna send me privately. It's gonna be
Okay.
important for me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yassine,
Yes.
tell me how can we solve words in context?
First, we're gonna read the sentence.
No, you forgot, Yassine. We solved many questions like that, Yassine. I know that you didn't participate with me in the basics, but we solved many questions related to vocab together. Even we revise it. We said number one, Yassine, we have to find the connotation for each word. Why? Because in level one and level two, you can solve the question actually from the connotation without going to the sentence. Okay?
Okay.
Do
Which
you do you know what does it mean by connotation?
no.
Okay, connotation means that each word has a definition. This definition is a dictionary meaning, and we call it denotation. This completely different connotation. Each word, despite that has a meaning, it has a kind that relate to emotion. Like it will give you positive meaning or negative meaning or neutral. You got it? I'm gonna give you an
Okay.
example. Like if I'm gonna say the word omniscient and promising. Promising and omniscient, both of them actually talk about the future. But promising is positive, omniscient is negative. The same thing that happened with home and house. Whenever you're going to speak about your school, you're going to say, this school is my second home, not my second house. Why you're not asking yourself why I can't say house here? Because house is neutral, but home is positive. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So let's find the connotation of each word, Yasin.
Okay.
Mhm.
First, predictive of it
No, no,
can
here. Letter
here
A first.
supplemental to.
Uh, it's what?
It's positive or
No, it's a
negative.
neutral. It's a neutral. Supplemental
Yes, it's
to,
positive
it's
or
a
negative.
neutral. Okay? Do you know the
Yes.
supplementary angles that you have taken in math?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it's a
Yes.
neutral. It can be positive or negative. B.
B can be both also.
Predictive
Predict.
of, it's going to be neutral, huh?
Independent of it can be both also.
Also neutral, huh?
Subsumed in it's also neutral.
Neutral. So now we have the four choice neutral. There is a rule, and this rule is Dr. Tamer's rule. Whenever you have one of the choices is neutral, go to the context clue directly, Yasin. Okay?
Okay.
So if you have one of the choices neutral, go to the context clue. So now we're gonna read the context or the text to find which word can actually fill this blank. May you read please and tell me why it's gonna be independent of?
Okay. Economist Marco Castillo and colleagues showed that
Nuisance
nuisance
cost.
costs the time and the effort people must spend to make donation reduces char charitable giving. Charities can migrate this effect by compensating donors for nuisance costs, but those costs, though variable, are largely independent of donation size. So charities that compensate donor will likely favor attracting few large donors over many small donors.
Okay, why independent of is gonna be the suitable word here? Why is not subsumed in? Why is not predictive of? Why is not supplemental to?
Because here he said donors will likely favor attracting a few large donors over many small donors. It
Mhm.
depends on few large donor over the many small
So
donors.
it's independent of. It canceled the donation
Yes,
size. Is that right? Okay. Thank you,
yes.
Etin. Thank you. Let me explain this part again, just for Hannah. Actually, Hannah, that was homework, and we are solving it. So the next period or this period, actually, we are solving the homework together. So, as you can find here, you're going to find that this is words in context. And you know that any test or any module will start with vocab, domain 2, then it's going to be domain 1, then it's going to be domain 4, then domain 3. Then the order in the test. Here, words in context. And you're going to find that I wrote here level 3. Why level 3? I'm going to tell you. At first, that we don't have here something to make the odd one out rule. If you have 3 positive and 1 negative, we're gonna use the odd one out rule and we can take the negative. But after looking at the context, take care of that. Take care of that. And the people that they are writing after me the notes is gonna be better because these notes I start to fill it in and give it to you again. انتوا عارفين طبعا انا ايه اديكم النوتس انتوا تكتبوها وتدوهاني وانا بعد كده ابيضها. So here we must find the connotation first when we are going to answer a question relate to words in context. Find the connotation first. Why? To make it easier for you. Supplemental to is neutral. Supplementary come from supplementary angles. Supplementary angle to supply something to it's not complete because we have complementary also. Predictive of, it comes from prediction, neutral. Independent of, neutral. Subsumed in means included in, neutral. So, again, the rule of Dr. Tamer, whenever you have one word that is neutral, go directly to the context clue. So you're not gonna use the odd one out, even if you have one neutral and 3 positive. You're not gonna use the odd one out. You have to go to the context clue. So here the context clue will help me just to eliminate some answers and take the right answer immediately. So here he said, economist Mark Castell and colleagues showed that nuisance cause. What does it mean? He gave it to you because you know according to the boundaries, what come after the dash, it can be explanation. It can be explanation or definition. So the time and effort people must spend to make donations. So the nuisance cost means the time and effort people must spend to make donation. These kind of nuisance costs make what? Reduce charitable giving. الناس بقى مش هتدفع، الناس مش هتطلع charity، مش هتطلع زكاة. Why? Because of the nuisance cost. Charities can mitigate this effect, can actually solve this problem by compensating donors for nuisance cost. But those costs, though variable, they are different from one to another, are largely what? Donation size. So now we need to find something from here. But until now, we don't have a context clue to help us. So, we have one of the context clue is cause and effect. It will give you a kind of help to tell you what the word that you're going to use. So charities that compensate just to cancel the nuisance cause. Donors will likely favor attracting a few large donors over many small donors. Wait. So here large and here small and here talk about the size, but here few and here many. That mean it's not dependent on the donation size. I don't care about the size because here few and here many. So the answer is going to be independent of. Let's go to question 2 and Hannah will help us. Do you remember what I said, Hannah? What is the first
Yes.
thing that we're going to do?
Um, check read the text first.
No. Number 1 again, we must find the connotation of each word. This will help you immediately, okay?
Okay.
Do you want me to repeat what does it mean, connotation again? Connotation again?
Oh, I know what the, I
Okay.
know, I know what it means.
Okay. So let's read each word.
Okay. So to wave, it has a negative connotation.
Yes.
Concede, I believe it's neutral.
So it's positive.
or positive. Okay. Refute is negative
Mm-hmm.
and require is positive.
Okay, let me just give you another rule. Here, Hannah, you're gonna find that we have two positive and two negative. And as I told you, there is a rule called odd one out. Odd one out, we're using in MCQ, yeah, Hannah. So in MCQ, whenever we have three that look like each other and one that is different, the one that is different is the right answer. Top here, we have two negative, two positive. What we're gonna do, Hannah?
There is no odd one out, so we'll read the text. We looked at the
Excellent.
contextual clues.
Perfect. We're gonna look at a context clue. Me read the text, please, and tell me why concede is the right answer.
Okay, one sec. I'll read it. Do you want me to silently read it
No.
or
You're gonna read it with us.
okay. During a 2014 archaeological dig in Spain, Spain, Vincent Lul and his team uncovered the skeleton of a woman from Elgar, an early Bronze Age society, buried with valuable objects, signaling a high position of power. This finding may persuade researchers who have argued that Bronze Age societies were ruled by men to that what women may have also held leadership roles.
Okay, why you're gonna choose concede here? What is the context clue that help you? As I said in the first sentence, that the cause and effect help me. Here, which one is gonna help you?
The sentence of this finding may persuade researchers
Excellent.
of argument.
Perfect. Yeah, this Hannah, mashallah, our engineer, may persuade researchers. Go on. I'm so sorry. I just got motivated. Yalla, Hannah.
This finding may persuade researchers who have argued that the Bronze Age were ruled by men to to go back to admit that that what they said was inaccurate, which means it's concede.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Let me repeat again. So again, words in context. You have to work on connotation. الناس اللي بتبقى نايمة وبرجع تاني أعيد نفس الكلام. رهف بنكتب النوتس يا رهف ولا إيه؟
Yes, Mister.
Okay, عشان تبعتها لي, okay? So, again, whenever we are answering words in context, we have to find first the connotation. This is the main thing for me, the connotation. طب دكتور تامر, sometimes we have words that we don't know the meaning for it. How we can find the connotation? والله يا دكتور تامر انت بتستهبل. Whenever we have a word that you don't know its connotation or its meaning that we call it connotation, keep it aside. Or you can analyze it. Yani you can break it down. You can find something that look like it. You can return to the context clue in that case and find something that will give you a hint that this is the right question. And this will happen in level 3. Yani immediately. This will happen in level 3. So, waive here means cancel, delay, postpone. Waiver for SAT exams. So waive here, it's negative. Concede, to agree on something, positive. Refute come from refuse, negative. Require, it's something that is required, positive, and some people are going to say that it's neutral. So because here we have two negative and two positive, so I can't use the odd one out rule. I'm going to go to the context clue as Hannah said. So here he said during a 2014 archaeological dig in Spain, Vincent Lal and his team uncovered the skeleton of a woman from El Algar. What is El Algar? An early Bronze Age society buried with valuable object, signaling, take care of that, signaling a high position of power. So this woman actually held a high position. This finding may persuade, as Anna said, researchers who have argued that they fought together, that Bronze Age society were ruled by men, to that women may have also held leadership roles. So according to the context clue that I highlighted right now, so they are going to be agreed that women may have also held leadership roles, whether by using may persuade and signaling a high position of power for the woman that they found the skeleton of. Number 3 and Alaa. Alaa, you are with me? Alaa?
Yes, Mister.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Tell me how can we solve
Okay.
it. It's a level 1, this one. Okay?
First of all, we're gonna set the
connotations for each vocab.
Okay.
Nervous about is negative, completed by positive, delayed by neutral, involved in also neutral.
Okay. Can we use the odd one out here?
No.
We said what? If we have even one neutral, you have to go to context clue. Let's find the context clue and
Yes.
explain of us why involved in is the right answer.
Okay. Dance. Choreographer Joe Zoller aims to give people the opportunity to be involved in her creative process. For example, live performances of her dance Her Stories, which debuted in 2001, featured videos of people across the United States talking about their hair and audience members sharing pictures of their interesting hairstyles.
Mhm. Why involved in
Okay,
is the right
so
answer.
cause the idea that she makes that she wants people to share with her the creative process, and he gave an example for this.
Excellent.
Um,
This the word Ala. This the word
that
that I want. The example.
mhm,
Exemplification is one of the context clue. Okay? Yes. Perfect.
yes.
Perfect, Ala. Perfect. Okay. Let me explain again or re-explain. So here we're gonna find the context clue for each word. Nerve is about negative, completed by positive, delayed by it's neutral, involved in is neutral. And these are easy words actually. You pass through them many times. You can use them. So let's go to the context clue to find it. And as Ala mentioned, exemplification. So we talk about cause and effect. We talk about exemplification. We talked about definition. We talk about antonym. We talk about synonym. All of these are context clues that help you to find the meaning of the word. So dance choreographer Joe Zoller aims to give people the opportunity to be what? Her creative process. For example, exemplification. So the exemplification will give us the clue. Live performances of her dance Her Stories, which debuted, which showed in 2001, feature video people across the United States talking about their hair and audience members sharing pictures of their interesting hairstyles. So she involved people actually in her show. So that means involved in. Involved in. Number four, and our Dr. Dima. المرة دي بقى نشوف فايقة ولا ايه؟ فايقة ولا متضايقة؟
أيوة.
يلا.
أيوة صح يا.
طيب. يلا tell
Okay.
me what is the skill here?
Number 4.
Yes.
It's a function of phrase,
Function of the
like text
underlying
structure.
sentence. Function
Oh,
of احنا جبنا كل حاجة. Function of the underlying sentence.
oh yeah, underlined sentence. Okay.
اوكي يا رهف. يا رهف اكتبي يا رهف عشان الناس دي بتنام. رهف راحت فين؟
عادي.
Okay. Huh? Tell me right now, how can we solve the function of the underlying sentence?
So we read the sentence before and after. Or let's first
Allah,
read the
Allah.
sentence
You,
that's
yes,
underlined.
ليه بتغير الكلام؟
Yeah.
ليه؟
Oh, really? Okay.
So, the function of the underlying sentence, we read the sentence before and sentence after. But where is the answer,
Mhm.
Dima? In the sentence before, or in the sentence after, or in the underlying sentence?
Um, the underlined sentence.
In the underlying sentence. By why you connected? Because sometimes when he give you answers, he connected to what come before and what come after. Yalla, let's
Yeah.
read.
Okay. Um, she crossed the woods she knew so well. The trees seemed to extend their branches like welcoming arms. They greeted her as an old friend.
Thank you. So now we read the first sentence, the sentence that is underlined, and the sentence after it. And you find that there is a kind of emotion to the place itself, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me A, why it's wrong.
It suggests that Shakati feels uncomfortable near the river. No, it didn't say that.
Yeah,
It's
because
saying
it's negative,
welcoming.
and here it's positive. Okay, B.
Yes. It indicates that Shakati has lost her sense of direction in the woods. It doesn't say that.
Yeah, and also negative. What we feel here, it's
Yeah.
positive. C.
Mm. It emphasizes Shakati's sense of belonging in the landscape. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, there is a kind of belonging because here in the underline she said the trees seemed. Can you tell me this a metaphor or a simile?
Uh,
هو ملوش دعوه
Um,
بالسات، ملوش دعوه بالسات. بنسال بقى عن
okay.
ها.
What's a simile?
الله الله الله. Who can solve this simile or metaphor؟ هو ملوش دعوه بالسات. الله.
I guess it's a simile
Yeah, it's a
because like
simile. Yes, it's a simile because of
صح؟
like. الله الله يا راف، ايه الجمال ده.
Mister,
Yes,
it's
it's a
a simile
simile.
because like and themed.
Yeah, like or as. This is a simile. Whenever we use like or as to make a resemble between two things, this is a simile. دي مالهاش دعوه بالسات يا شباب، بس احنا بس ايه بوريكم المسلز بتاع الدكتور بتاعكم. Okay. So here he said the trees seem to extend their branches like welcoming arms. Yes, it's something that is positive. It can be. Look at D.
It conveys Shakati's appreciation for her long-term friendship.
Also positive. طب why we didn't choose D?
It doesn't bring up anything about like friendships or long-term أصلا.
But he
It's
said
talking
the
about
trees.
trees and nature.
Okay, listen. He said the trees seem to extend their branches like welcoming arms. So it can be a kind of appreciation because Shaktis is the one that make it like that. Why you said sense of belonging. If you read the sentence before and after يا ست ديما، ما هو قال هنا she brought the what she knew so well.
Oh,
So this is not appreciation, this is belonging. Okay?
yeah.
Thank you يا دكتور. Thank you. Number 5 and دكتور راهف برضه. يلا يا دكتور راهف. What this
Yes,
question
mister.
is about?
Main purpose, we
Main
read the
purpose.
first and last
Yes.
sentence.
Excellent. So in the main purpose, we read the first and last sentence. Excellent. You read them. It's just wait. What you are gonna do after you read the first and last sentence?
We have to understand like the main purpose. What's the purpose of writing this text?
And you're gonna eliminate the wrong answers.
Yes,
If you
eliminate.
if you find more than one answer that can be accepted, what you're gonna do?
Read the whole text.
Excellent. Yalla. Read the first sentence and last sentence.
Early in the Great Migration of 1910 to 1970, which involved the mass migration of Black people from the southern to the northern United States, political activist and Chicago Defender writer Fannie Berrier Williams was instrumental in helping other Black women establish themselves in the North. Many women hoped for better
No.
employment.
Why you're gonna read? Huh? You said the first and last.
Okay. To aid with this transition, Barrier Williams helped secure job placement in the North for many women before they even began their journey.
Okay, listen to this, Rahaf. It's better when, after reading the first and last, don't look at the choices, but just decide what is the main purpose that you understand from. Why? Because sometimes if you're going to read the choices, you're going to be confused. So it's better to decide what the main purpose in your own words. So can you tell me what is the main purpose?
So from my point of view and what I read and based on what I read, so apparently this person was a huge role in helping people to come from the south to work in the north.
Okay, so this man actually helped Black people to transfer to the north and also help them in finding work. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay, let me
Yes.
find now together. Why A is the right answer? Read it, please.
To introduce and illustrate Barrier Williams' integral role in supporting other Black women as the circumstances changed during parts of the Great Migration. Yes, this is what I said. Like,
Okay, B.
this is the main point that we are
Yes.
looking for. To establish that Barrier Williams used her professional connections to arrange employment for other Black women, including jobs with the Chicago Defender. We haven't talked about any professional connections.
Yes, he didn't talk about any connection. He didn't talk about wasta. Okay? So this is not right. C.
To demonstrate that the factors that motivated the start of the Great Migration were different for Black women than they were for Black men. Haven't talked about any factors or even like the
And we didn't
comparison
compare
between
them.
Black men or women.
Yes, the main thing here is Black women. He doesn't mention Black men at all. Black men also is going to be crossed down. Okay. Look at D.
To provide an overview of the employment challenges faced by Black women in the agriculture and domestic spheres in the southern United States. This is not like it could be
But this is not our main point, or this is not our main purpose.
But also, he doesn't talk mainly about agriculture and domestic spheres. Okay, he just talk about someone, mainly someone help black women to transfer to the north and find for them kind of work. Okay, and even women here is repeated, and he doesn't mention men. Thank you, Rahaf. Thank you. Number 6 and Malak, our doctor also. Yalla Malak. What this question
I
is?
master. Structure and purpose.
الاتنين مع بعض. ما احنا في السكيل دي we have main purpose. احنا بنتكلم على domain 2. فعندهم 3 sub skills. عندنا main purpose, الاوفر structure والmain function. دي الاوفر structure يا ملك. اوكي ملك, hello.
Okay.
Yes, okay. May you tell me how can we solve the overall structure? احنا عندنا way ما فيش حد بيعرفها غير الطلاب بتوع دكتور تامر. How can we solve it?
We read the first sentence of each answer.
الأول ونقرا the first sentence, then match it to the first part of each answer. Then you eliminate. Then after that, you're gonna read the rest of the text and match to the one that you don't eliminate. Okay?
Okay.
Just for Hannah, because this is her first session. Yeah, Hannah, for this kind of question, that overall structure, you're gonna find that the choices are divided into 2 parts or 3 parts. ازاي يا دكتور تامر؟ هو والله بصي. Comma then, comma then, comma then. And try it, Hannah, you're gonna find it like that. Comma then. So here we have 2 parts, Hannah. What we're gonna do first, we read the first sentence and match it to the first part. The one that it agree with, okay. The one that don't agree, we cancel it. Then we're gonna find that there is something that we don't cancel, like 2 answer, 3 answers. We're gonna read the rest and match it to the rest of the answers. Clear, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay, let's find Dr. Malak how she can solve it. Read the Malak first sentence.
Using NASA powerful James Webb Space Telescope, GWST, Mercedes Lopes Morals and colleagues measured the wavelengths of light traveling through the atmosphere of WASP 39b and exoplanet or planet outside our solar system.
Okay, now you read the first sentence. Look at the first part of each one.
It discussed a method used by researchers.
Yes, he discussed a method. They measured the wavelength of light. So this is a method. So it can be that, right, Malak?
Yes.
Look at B.
Describe how researchers made a scientific discovery.
Again, there is a discovery. They discover a planet outside our solar system. Look at C.
It outlined the steps taken in scientific study.
Okay, this we know that
No.
it's a kind of research. But do you have steps? Do you have
No.
steps here? No. So we cancel it. D.
It examines how a group of scientists reached a conclusion.
Did you find that they said that they reach a conclusion, the group of scientists?
No.
Oh, no. So now we have A and B. What we're gonna do? Read
Read
the rest and match it to the second part. Yalla, read it.
different molecules absorb different wavelengths of light, and the wavelengths measurements show the presence of carbon dioxide in WASP 39b atmosphere. This finding not only offers the first decisive evidence of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere of exoplanet, but also illustrate the potential for future scientific breakthroughs held by GWST.
Okay, look at the second part here. He said here, then states why an alternative method is superior to it. Does it talk about alternative method?
No.
No, here. Then explain the importance of that discovery. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Malik. So again, whenever we have the overall structure, it's one of the sub-skills for domain 2. We have to read the first sentence, and you're going to find that the answer divided into 2 or 3 parts. Read the first sentence and match it to the first part of each one. Then if you find that it match, okay. If it doesn't match, you cancel it, like what happened here. Then whatever you left, maybe you're going to find only one answer, so it's going to be the answer, and you can check the rest. If you find 2 answers like this one, what you're going to do, read the rest of the text and match it to the second part. Let's go to number 7. And رفيف انت عاوز تبقى دكتورة صح؟
لا مهندسة.
يا مهندس يلا. والله انت عارف لو ما عرفتيش البتاع ده عشان احنا مراجعينها المره اللي فاتت. ها. what this skill
Um,
is.
cross connection or dual text.
cross text connection. Okay, how can you solve it?
Um, first thing, read the question,
Yes.
then go and get the claim of each text.
Okay,
Eh?
because according to the question, because sometimes the question tell you how text 2 reply to text 1, how text 1 reply to text 2.
Yes.
This it need an
And
order.
sometimes it tells you agree.
Yes, agree. So the order is not important. So now we're
Yes.
gonna read to find out what the point of agreement between both of them. Read now.
In 1916, Ashton Dale Sykes disputed claims that the two noble kinsmen was
Co-authored.
co-authored by William Shakespeare and John Fletcher. Sykes felt Fletcher's contributions to the play were obvious. Fletcher and this
Distinct style.
distinct style in his other plays, so much so that lines with that style were considered sufficient evidence of Fletcher's authorship, but for the lines not deemed to be by Fletcher, Skies felt that their
Depiction of women.
depiction of women indicated that their author was not Shakespeare, but Philip
Messenger.
Messenger.
Okay, tell me what you understand from text 1. Hmm?
Um,
Sykes said that the two noble kinsmen is made or is written by two. Who are these two? Shakespeare and John Fletcher. But he knows the line of John Fletcher because they are distinctive. They are something fascinated. Okay? The other line that is not written by Fletcher, he thought it's not written by Shakespeare. It's written by Philip. Let's look at text 2. اهو انا ترجمتها يا رفيف على طول. Easy يا
okay,
رفيف. يلا.
scholars have accepted the two noble kinsmen as co-authored by Shakespeare since 1970s. It appears in all major one-volume editions of Shakespeare's complete works. Though scholars disagree about who wrote what exactly, it is generally held that one of the bases of style Shakespeare wrote all of the first act and most of the last, while John Fletcher authored most of the three middle acts.
Okay, so now because I made the kind of summary for text 1 and they talked about Shakespeare, Fletcher, and Philip. But here he talked only about Shakespeare and
Fletcher.
Fletcher. That right?
Yes.
Let's find now, huh? The answers in A.
John Fletcher's writing has a unique, readily infinitable style.
Identifiable style, huh? What do you think?
Yeah.
It's the right answer because he said that Fletcher had distinct style. And here he said, while John Fletcher authored most of the three middle acts, how he knows? Because of the style of his writing. Look at B.
The women characters in John Fletcher's play are similar to women characters in Philip Messenger's play.
Uh-huh. We mentioned only Philip in which text?
Text 1.
Okay, so it's no kind of similarity or agreement between both of them. Look at C.
The two noble kinsmen belongs in one volume, completions of Shakespeare's complete plays.
Who talk about one volume?
Text 2.
Text 2, so it's not a kind of participation or agreement. D.
Philip Messenger's style in the first and last acts of Two Noble Kinsmen is an homage to Shakespeare's style.
Again, Philip, in which one it was mentioned?
Only text 1.
Okay, so the right answer is A. Thank you. Thank you, engineer Rafif. Let's go to another one. Dr. Nardine.
Yes, doctor.
Yalla. This is what?
Eight command of evidence.
Yeah, it's evidence, but what kind of evidence؟
Command.
ما هي command of evidence اسم السكيل. يا دكتور.
لا
ها.
مش فاهم. لا
Whenever
مش
we
فاهم
find
بصراحة.
if true, what kind of evidence? Sign, signs,
scientific.
scientific. Whenever we find if true, scientific. Whenever we find quotation, literary. Whenever we find graph, it's a quantitative evidence. Easy? طيب.
Easy.
We find if true, so scientific. What you're gonna look again at? What he wants here?
Okay, I read هنا بيقول
He
if
wants
true
what?
will most directly support the researcher's hypothesis.
Okay, so
ماشي،
he
فأنا
wants
هقرا
what?
من أول كلمة
لا ركزي
hypothesis.
معايا بس ركزي معايا. He wants what?
ماشي. They want to support.
Support, no, weaken. So you
أيوة.
have to be with. Support what?
Support the researcher's hypothesis.
So if you find hypothesis, you're gonna search for which word? Which verb?
Hypothesize.
Hypothesize. Hypothesize is here. Now
أيوة.
you're gonna read this part. And you want to
Okay.
support it. When I'm gonna read more, if we have key words here that we don't understand, yalla, let's read.
Okay. Researchers to hypothesize that the transposons family is tied to a species' capacity for advanced cognition.
Okay, so he need to prove or to support that transposon family is connected to or similar to advanced cognition. Do you know what is the transposon family?
لا I don't know.
Do you know what is advanced cognition?
لا.
So you have to find out where you're gonna read the whole text to find them. لكن احنا برضو يا ناردين احنا مش اهمنا، مش الاهميه عندنا دي، الاهميه عندنا اللي احنا نعمل سبورت لدي. اوكي يلا
أيوة.
read.
Although many transposons DNA sequence that move within an organism's genome through shuffling or duplication have become corrupted and inactive over time. Those from the long interspersed nuclear elements line family appeared to remain active in the genomes of some species in
Did you find
humans.
did you find any word that related to the transposon family or advanced cognition؟
لا لسه.
ماشي يلا ها.
In humans, they are functionally important within the hippocampus, a brain structure that supports complex cognitive progress.
Okay, so here you talk about complex cognitive processes that are
Mm.
related to advanced cognition. Cognition comes from cognitive.
أيوة.
Okay, and here he said complex means the advanced. So now we know that the ones that had advanced cognition are what? Humans. The right?
أيوة أيوة بس.
Yeah. Read the rest to know what is the
Uh,
transposon family.
okay. When the result of eh?
Analysis.
molecular analysis of two species of octopus. ماشي، هنا بيتكلم عن الأoctopus. An animal known for its intelligence. Were announced in 2022 the confirmation of a line transposon in
Aha, here it
octopus.
come. And where?
أيوة. Vulgaris and octopus
By McLeod.
بما. Okay.
Gino. So now we know that the transposon family are the two octopuses. So now what I want to support Nerdine, that the two octopuses is the two octopuses that they are from the transposon family are tied to humans or are
أيوة.
connected to humans or are similar to humans.
أيوة
Okay,
بالظبط.
let's read the answer now.
ماشي. Trace A the line transposons in O vulgaris in O مش عارفة اسمها ايه genomes is active in an octopus brain structure that functions similarly to the human hippocampus.
So here
بالظبط.
it support what we need, yes?
أيوة بالظبط.
It support that the two octopuses are similar to human. Okay,
أيوة.
so this is what I need. Look at B.
The human genomes contains multiple transposons for the line family that are primarily active in the hippocampus.
He talk about human. Does he talk about octopuses?
لا
Or
بس
transposon
support
family? No. So cancel.
لا.
C.
A consistent number of copies of line transposons in present across the genomes of most octopus species with few known corruption.
He talk about octopus, but he doesn't mention human. So is that
أيوة.
right?
That's not right.
Okay, look at D.
O vulgaris and O have smaller
Smaller.
brain. لا هو ما كلمش عن smaller brain
Yeah,
أو
he
bigger
said that they
brains.
are the same.
They are similar.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nardine.
You're
Let's
welcome.
look at number 9 and Dr. Sherry. What the skill
Yes.
is?
Literary.
Literary evidence. From where you know?
From where? From the word quotation.
From the word quotation. What he wants here, Dr. Sherry?
He wants me to illustrate the claim.
So you're gonna search for which verb?
The verb
ما احنا بندور على claim. Claim. Hypothesize. Argue, argument. Okay? Can you find claim here?
no.
So what you're gonna do?
I'm gonna skip the introduction and read.
Yes. Skip the introduction and read from after it and find something look like it. Yalla, read.
In the poem, which represents nighttime scene on a body of water, Lowell describes an element of nature as an active participant in the experience writing.
So take care. It's night time. There is a body of water. Here, Lowell, or the one that is speaking, describe an element of nature. Which nature? The body of water. So it has a kind of nature. A kind of nature that it's active participant. Yalla, let's go.
Okay, in A, through the water, the moon writes her legend in light on the smooth, wet sand.
Why you choose this one?
Okay, because it has nighttime and moon.
Yes, it has night time. It mentioned the light. It had the water, the body of water here, the water. And moon is one of the nature elements. And it's an active participant. Thank you. Look at B.
B, softly the water rippled against the canoe's curving side. It didn't bring up the nighttime or the moon.
Excellent. Yeah, he mentioned the nature, but he doesn't talk about the night time. C.
Or like the snow white petals which drop from an overblown rose. It still didn't bring them up.
And the same thing also. He talk about nature, but he doesn't mention the night. D.
Okay. But the moon in her wayward beauty is ever and always the same.
طب here
Okay,
he
it did bring
mentioned
up the
moon.
moon, but
I'm sorry?
it didn't bring up any part of nature but the moon.
Yeah, and he doesn't mention the body of water. Here it mentioned all of them. The right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Cherry. Number 10. علي سويلم دكتور ولا مهندس؟
ايوه يا مستر.
انت قاعد مع العيله كلها، انت لسه في مصر يا علي؟
اه
الله يسامحك يا علي. اخوك دخل ايه يا علي؟
دخلت ايه؟
دخلت ايه؟
حسابات ومعلومات.
اساله.
حسابات ومعلومات.
حسابات ومعلومات.
اه
بره ولا جوه؟
لا في مصر ان شاء الله.
ماشي، الف مبروك الف مبروك للمهندس. قول له فين الحلاوه
لسه دي
بقى؟
ألف
مش انا
مبروك.
كنت بذاكر له سات.
عايز اكلمك ثاني بس ماشي.
ايوه.
ايه يا دكتور عامل ايه؟
ايه يا يوسف يا حبيبي؟
الحمد لله، حضرتك عامل ايه؟
نسيتنا يا يوسف، خلاص داخل الجامعه خلاص يا يوسف.
والله يا دكتور كل شويه اقول لي عايز اكلمه ويقول لي لا اقعد انت، انا عايز احضر بس عشان احضر معاه يعني.
حبيبي حبيبي يا باشمهندس يوسف، عقبال كده ما تتخرج ان شاء الله.
بس يا دكتور حضرتك
اه
عامل ايه؟
علي وحش.
انا عارف والله انه وحش، انا عارف.
لا علي كويس، علي كويس. يلا خليك جاوب السؤال
بجد؟
ده يا يوسف.
جاوب السؤال يا علي.
علي, what the skill is?
انا بعدت ثاني.
What the
السكيل
skill
داتا.
is?
داتا
هم؟
which show you most of use
لا
data
قول
from
لي
the table.
ايه السكيل يا عم علي، ما تقلبنيش كده. ايه السكيل؟
والله مش عارف احفظ الاسامي.
quantitative evidence. والله انا هصوت، هتخلوني اصوت والله. quantitative evidence. Whenever you have a graph, it's quantitative evidence. طب what he wants from you here?
which choice most effectively uses data from the table to complete a statement.
يبقى he
طيب
want what?
هو عايز الداتا عشان نعمل كومبليت للستيتمنت.
والله العظيم انا هصوت، اصبروا بس
ايه ده
شويه بس
كده؟
عشان انا، ما احنا قلنا ان السؤال ده لا اما complete the statement لا اما illustrate لا اما weaken. طب لو complete the statement where are you gonna look؟
لاست سنتنس.
الحمد لله الحمد
لا
لله
انا حافظها دي.
الحمد لله. whenever you have complete the statement look at the last sentence. طب امتى هقرا التكست لو في ايه في last sentence؟ قلنا
نعم.
keyword that you don't understand. We're gonna read the rest of the text if we have in the last sentence word that we don't understand. طبعا الطريقة دي مش هتستخدم مع الويكن أو السبورت. Take care. Complete the statement
ماشي.
only. We look at the last sentence. You're gonna read it. If you find that you understand every word in and you can find the information from the graph, it's okay. If you find that there are words that you don't understand, you have to read the whole text. يلا read.
Looking at the sample of food items from these menus, a student knows that on day one the menu included.
Okay, looking at
اه.
the sample of food items from this menu, a student note that on day one، يعني ايه يا عم؟ ده ايه السهولة دي؟ On day one the menu included. خلاص. Included
بس
what؟
اطلع لدي 1 بس كده.
بس خلص. ده ليفل 1. عرفنا الفرق؟ تاني طبعا
الحمد لله.
بيخليك تلف ويمين وشمال فيخليك تتعب شوية. Okay. Now it's our time. We're gonna solve together. Yeah, Hannah, we are gonna solve together right now because the homework was till number 10. So we're gonna start from number 11 and you're gonna write the answer on the chat box please. يلا يا شباب. Number 11. Waiting for the answer on the chat box. Hannah,
Yes.
I don't understand what the NM abbreviated for.
It's not mentioned.
Okay, okay. So don't give me explanation, just write the answer. Perfect, Hannah. Okay. MashaAllah, all of you got it right. So listen to my explanation right now for number 11. Number 11 is a detailed question. And this is in domain 1. You know that the domain 1 had 3 skills. The evidence that had 3 sub-skills, the main idea and details, that is one of them, and the inference. So this is a detailed question. He asked about, according to the text, what is true about Eleanor? What I want from here, it's like a reading comprehension question that I have to read the whole passage carefully to find what is true about Eleanor. He said the following text is from Jane Austen, 1811, novel Sense and Sensibility. Eleanor lives with her younger sisters and her mother, Mrs. Dashwood. Eleanor, this eldest daughter, whose advice was so effectual. It's something positive. This girl has a positive correlation or relation to her part in the family, possessed the strength of understanding and coolness of judgment, all of them positive, which qualified her, though only 19, to be the counselor of her mother. She is the advisor for her mother when she was 19, and enabled her frequently to counteract, to the advantage of them all, the eagerness of mind in Mrs. Dashwood, the mother, which must generally have led to imprudence. She had an excellent heart, her disposition was affectionate, and her feelings were strong, but she knew how to govern them. It was a knowledge which her mother had yet to learn. So her mother has to learn from her all these positive quality, and which one of her sisters had resolved never to be taught. One of her sisters said that we can't actually learn what you're doing. So all of the things here are positive about Eleanor. Let's find. Eleanor often argues with her mother, but fails to change her mind. We didn't talk about any kind of argument. We are talking about the positive characters. Eleanor can be overly sensitive with regard to family matters. Again, we didn't talk about the family matter. We don't talk about that she is sensitive. She actually the counselor for her mother. Eleanor thinks her mother is a bad role model. No. This negative thing and all of the things here are positive about Eleanor. Eleanor is a remarkable match of her age. Yes, she is 19, but she is the counselor. She is the advisor. She is the one that controls the home. She is positive. So all of this give me the answer that is D. Let's go to number 12. Find the answer. Write it on the chat box, please. I'm still waiting the answer from Ali Swalam, Nardine, and Yassine Ahmed. Okay, unfortunately, we have two that they got it wrong here. Concentrate with me. Did the main idea. The main idea. And the main idea, when we come to solve it, it's exactly like the main purpose. Read the first sentence, the last sentence, then we start eliminating. Then we start eliminating. Here he said biologists have predicted that birds' feather structures vary different with habitat temperature, but this hadn't been tested in mountain environments. The last sentence. He found that feathers of high elevation species not only have a greater proportion of forming downy sections to flat and smooth section than do feathers of low elevation species, but high elevation species feathers also tend to be longer, providing a thicker layer of insulation. As I told you, like in the main purpose, you have to find the main idea without looking at the choices first. So here he talk about that the bird's feather structure start to be different according to the temperature. And he start to try this on the mountain. And he support that according to the elevation, the feather are gonna be different. Like the feather of high elevation, not only have a greater portion of forming downy, but also they have to flat and smooth section than do feathers of low elevation. So let's find right now. Birds, maybe he's he, because he mentioned here, and we didn't read anything about brave, or bird, I'm sorry. Investigations show that some species of Himalayan songbirds have evolved feathers that better regulate body temperature than do the feather of other species, contradicting previous prediction. Okay, the first part is right, but it's no contradiction. What he discovered here, it's not contradiction. It's not contradiction because he said that the bird's feather structure vary with habitat temperature. So there is no contradiction. It matches. Look at B. Bray found an association between habitat temperature and feather structure among Himalayan songbirds, lending new support to a general prediction. Yes, this is the prediction. This is support because it mentioned the same thing. C. Brave discovered that songbirds have adapted to their environment by growing feathers without flat and smooth section. That right. Complicating an early hypothesis. No complicating it. It matched it, wallahi. It matched. So it's cancelled. The results of Barv's study, suggest that the ability of birds to withstand cold temperature is determined more strongly by feather length than feather structure. It's challenging an established belief. It doesn't mention this kind of thing, but even it doesn't challenge the established belief. So the answer is B, and this is level 2. Ali Suhail, clear? علي سويلم كلير. ركز معايا علي وسيبك من اخواتك.
Clear, clear.
ياسين احمد كلير.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to number 13. Again, I'm waiting for the answer to be ready on the chat box. I'm still waiting for Ali Swalam and Yasin Ahmed. Okay, unfortunately, in this one also we have two that got it wrong. Take care of this kind of question because this is the third skill of domain one, inference. Whenever you find most logically complete, it's inference. Here you have to read the whole text and find the things that is repeated. Find the thing that is repeated. Take care of that. Okay. So researcher recently found that disruption to an enjoyable experience, like a short series of advertisement during television, show often increase viewer reported enjoyment. Suspecting that disruption to an unpleasant experience would have the opposite effect. Bad. Okay? The researchers have participants listen to construction noise for 30 minutes and anticipated that those whose listening experience was frequently interrupted with short breaks of silence would thus. So the first thing he give us that whenever we are watching a show and there is a series of advertisements that actually is interrupted, this is gonna be enjoyable for the one that is watching. Because of that في رمضان بيعملوا كده. So he changed the show to be unpleasant experience. Unpleasant experience, like construction noise. And during the construction noise, they are gonna be the researcher, okay, with short break. So we said for the movie or for the show, if it's interrupted by advertisement, it's gonna be enjoyable. What do you think if the construction noise, theory is gonna be positive. The construction noise that if interrupted by break, is gonna be what? Let's find. As we said, is gonna be negative because the series interrupted by advertisement positive. The construction noise interrupted by breaks is going to be negative because it's actually negative. So find the disruption more irritating as time went on. We're not talking about the disruption itself. We're talking about the construction noise. Rate the listening experience as more negative? Yes. Yes, because for the series interrupted, more positive. So for the construction noise interrupted is going to be more negative than those who listening experience was uninterrupted. Rate the experience of listening to construction noise as lasting for less time than it actually lasted. Here is going to be positive. And we said that it's going to be the opposite of the show. Perceive the volume of the construction noise as growing softer over time. Again, positive. We need it to be negative. So the answer is going to be B. Ali Morsi clear?
Yes, mister.
Rahaf clear? Number 14. Again, inference. Write the answer in the chat box, please. Okay, I'm still waiting for Rafif and Rahaf. Okay, unfortunately, this question we have four. One, two, three, four. Four got it wrong. Four got it wrong. Let's find again. It's inference, and you first find what is repeated. What is repeated? Here he said many of William Shakespeare's tragedies address broad themes that still appeal to today's audiences. For instance, Romeo and Juliet, which is set in the Italy of Shakespeare's time, tackled the themes of parents versus children and love versus hate, and the play continued to be read and produced widely around the world. But understanding Shakespeare, so-called history, plays can require a knowledge of several centuries of English history. Consequently, okay, let me just explain again. Here is most logically complete its inference. We are depending on the thing that is repeated because the people that mostly that they make the answer and make it be, I don't know why. So here he talk about the Shakespeare tragedy that they address broad themes, general themes, and they give an example of Romeo and Juliet that happened actually in Italy at that time and still actually be read and produced widely around the world. He said in the last thing a kind of contradiction, a kind of contradiction. But understanding Shakespeare's so-called history plays can require a knowledge of several centuries of English history. So if you want to understand any tragedy from Shakespeare, you have, as an audience or as a reader, you have to be a knowledgeable of several centuries of English history. This is what he wants to say. So let's look at A. Many theater goers and readers, like us, as he said here, today are likely to find Shakespeare history play less engaging than the tragedy. He said here about the plays and here he talked about the tragedies. Because here he compared between them. It can be. He compared between the tragedies and the plays. He said the tragedies, it start appealing to today's audiences. But the plays require knowledge of several centuries of English history. It can be. Some of Shakespeare's tragedies are more relevant to today's audiences than 20th century plays. Okay, teacher, it can be. But who told you that we're talking about 20th century plays here? Who told you that we're talking about 20th century plays? He doesn't mention the 20th century plays. He mentioned history plays that if you need to understand his play, so-called history plays can require a knowledge of several centuries of English history. He doesn't talk about the 20s. Maybe it's 21st. Maybe it's 30s. Maybe it's 19th. Romeo and Juliet is the most thematically accessible of all Shakespeare tragedies. He doesn't compare to other tragedies. He doesn't compare it to other tragedies. There's no right answer. Experts in English history tend to prefer Shakespeare history plays to his other works. We didn't say that he prefer plays or they prefer plays to other works. And here he compared. If we're going to compare, it's only tragedies and plays. So the answer is A. Nardine, clear?
Yes, clear.
Rahaf,
Yes.
Alaa,
Yeah.
Yasin.
Yes, clear.
Now we move to the grammar. Number 15, please write the answer in the chat box. I'm still waiting for Ali Swalam and Alaa. Malak, we are solving in number 15, Malak.
Okay, sorry, mister, I was having network problem.
No problem. We are solving number 15. Write the answer in the chat box, please. So we're waiting for Malak to write the answer. Okay. Unfortunately, this question has a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 got it wrong. يا شباب. This is the standard English convention, domain 4. And you know in domain 4 we have two skills. Form, structure, and sense and boundaries. When you have the same words. نكتب يا رهف بقى بالله عليك النوتس دي عشان تبعتها لي كلها عشان اعملها تبييض وابعتها لكم. When you have the same words and only the difference is in punctuation, this is boundaries. نلاحظ بقى في الحتة اللي انا هقولها دي لانها مهمة جدا. When you have between the words full stop, semicolon or comma fanboys بس اهم حاجة قبلها وبعدها يبقى زي بعض بالظبط. Writers among. In that case يا شباب put them aside. ليه؟ Because both of them look like each other. The full stop and the semicolon divide between two independent clauses. Except in one case. In the same sentence, you have another semicolon. Do you have another semicolon here? لأن لو كان في semicolon كنت هختار بتاعت semicolon. No, we don't have. So in that case هعمل ايه؟ Cancel A and C. اهو. انت you narrow the answer. بتحاول تخلص نفسك. When you have the same words before and after, if you have the punctuation, full stop, semicolon, or comma fanboys, and you don't have a semicolon here in the same sentence, cancel them. So now I'm gonna cancel A and cancel C. خلاص انا كده في السيف سايد. Now I have a writers among and I have writers comma among. What you're gonna do now, Dr. Tamer? Read the sentence that have the missing part. طب فين بداية السنتنس؟ اهي من هنا. And you start analyzing to know which one is right. Here he said the Haiku-like poems. So the Haiku-like poem is the subject of Thomas Transtromer. Then a comma. Where is the verb? Which present nature and dream influence image and crisp. Did the dependent clause. Spare language. Have earned did the verb. So the subject now is here and the verb is here. So the one that had the subject and the verb is independent. And between the subject and the verb, there is dependent clause or relative clause. Okay. Earned the Swedish poet praise from leading contemporary writers. Till now, I'm right. And now it's a full sentence. A full sentence. Then he said, among them, Nigerian American essayist and novelist Tuju Cole, comma, take care of that, who has written that transmodern works. So, all of this actually, all of this, if I'm gonna keep it that writers among them Nigerian American is gonna be wrong. Because among Nigerian American actually, it's a phrase that it's not essential. How you know that it's not essential? Delete it and read till writers. Delete it and read till writers. You're gonna find that this is not important. So the answer is D. Ali Morsi clear?
Yes, mister.
Aser,
Clear.
Ali Swalam, علي سويلم. انت قاعد مع اخوك بتلعب يا علي والله.
كلير مستر.
علي سيبك من يوسف بالله عليك يا علي.
ماشي يا مستر.
ناردين، لا مش ناردين، ام سوري. رفيف،
Clear.
رهف، Yasin Ahmed.
Clear.
Number 16 now. Solve number 16 and write the answer on the chat box, please. Malak, we are solving number 16. I'm still waiting the answer from علي سويلم. يا عم علي قلنا لك فوق معانا يا عم علي. اوكي again unfortunately الناس عندها مشكلة في دومين 4 يا شباب، والباوندرز بالذات. طب انا كتبت نوتس وحطيتها، نقرا النوتس لو سمحتوا. In number 16 we have 1 2 3 4 5. 5 got it wrong. Again, I have here carbon 13 comma, then between parentheses 13C. Here no punctuation. Here we have comma before the parentheses and after. Here we have comma after the parentheses. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read the sentence that had the missing part just to analyze it. The sentence that had the missing part. So here the missing part, and here is the sentence. He said the study that the subject, led by scientist Rebecca Kirby at the University of Wisconsin, medicine, found the verb. So led here is not the verb. Led here is a modifier. Led here is a modifier phrase. So a study found. Study found. This independent clause. That relative. Relative pronoun. The blackbirds that eat human food before hibernation have increased level of a rare carbon isotope. Then he put a comma. Then he put a comma. Take care of that. So now we have independent, independent. Then there is a comma. After that, we're going to write carbon 13, 13C, due to the higher C13 level in corn and cane sugar. Wait, Dr. Tamer. Here we have a comma. So it can be all of that actually is not essential. All of that, it's not essential. So if I have a comma here, can I write a comma after? Like carbon 13? No. Why? Why? If you remember, when you have a title, then a name, don't put comma. When you have a name, then a title, put comma. And this actually is abbreviation for carbon 13. So they are sticking together. So to put comma here and separate it is going to be wrong. So it can be B. Also here separation is wrong. Why? Because it's going to be carbon 13, then another comma. So now we have two essentials? No, they are together. So this is also wrong. So as we said, this is wrong. And this is wrong. And this can be right. Why? Because we can consider carbon 13, 13C to be a positive phrase. A positive phrase. When you have when you have a title, then a name. When you have a title, then a name, don't put comma. But when you have a name, then the title, because this carbon isotope, that's the title, you can put comma. So here we can put comma, and you can complete it. Rare carbon isotope due to the higher C13 level in corn and cane sugar. So this is a positive to have the same meaning of carbon isotope. So the answer is D. Ali Morsi, clear?
Yes, mister.
Asir.
Yes, mister.
Ali Swelam.
Clear.
Sherry.
Clear.
Ala.
Clear.
Okay, someone write something. Okay, Ala. ديما على الجست بتوعك ماشي يا ديما. لا, we are done يا ديما. Your homework إن شاء الله for the next time on Wednesday. Test 6, Module 2 in one prep. Hard. Plus, you're gonna solve the rest. We solved till 16. So you're gonna solve from number 7 till the end of the test. And next time we're gonna revise a skill. Inshallah. And we're gonna have a test. Goodbye. See you next time. Hannah, don't forget to send me your feedback.
Okay, it was an amazing session. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.